How you guys doing? This is Jonathan from Ethos Decorum. We are on another episode of Sessions. Man, I got a special guest today, Tony Logan. Hey. Tony Thrift's Stylist extraordinaire, yes. Right? We're going to get into it, a.k.a. Mustache T.
Mustache T, baby.
What's up, Tony? How you doing, man?
Good, man.
Listen, man, Tony is an incredible stylist, a real good dude,
Appreciate you, man.
A great creative, and the man's resume is heavy. This man has worked with GQ. Man, listen, we're going to name drop today. It's perfectly fine. Man. He's done so many other things. He has so many other ventures that he's working on right now. Yep. So it's only right that I brought Tony in, and we want to talk about everything. We want to talk about menswear, where it's going. Is it hurting? Is it good? We're gonna get into it, man. So welcome to the show, Tony. Welcome to the show, man. How you feeling, Tony?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you having me on. Appreciate the team. This is good, man. Like, I love the setup. Like I said, I'm still like, man, I'm more here. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I love this, man.
We're gonna have you back and all. Listen,
well,
this is just the beginning, man. We're gonna have you back.
I love this,
man. Stylist. You know what? To a lot of us, we think a stylist is just like a person who just pick up clothes and it's easy work, right?
Right.
What is a stylist? Like, what do you guys do?
I think a stylist is a communicator at the end of the day. If I had to like sum it up, you're a communicator because you're helping someone communicate a message through their clothing at the end of the day, you know, and the key for me is that I'm always trying to figure out what is that person trying to communicate. Because I think people get frustrated with clothes because they just don't anything, and then they're not really knowing what messaging that they're putting out to the world, and then they get frustrated when just like, I'm trying to communicate this, but I'm not communicating that with what I'm wearing. You know, I want to communicate authority and power, but I'm wearing like a wrinkled t-shirt with some jeans, right? And to each his own. Like, you know, my thing is just that I feel like clothes have power, but I also feel like, you know, you gotta know who you are before the clothes. The clothes is a compliment, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm a communicator. I feel like I want to help people communicate what they wearing so they can be more who they are at the end of the day.
When you approach people or when people approach you, do you kind of have these set of rules that you're like, hey, these are the rules we need to go by so you're not kind of like all over the place, so I know that I'm able to guide you the right way? Because I could be a not fashionable person and be like, okay, I need a wardrobe update or I'm going to an event, but how do you guide that person?
That is a good question. I have a style questionnaire that helps me summarize everything, just to make it, you know, simple. Because my thing is, they can say, you know, I want to wear a three-piece suit. I'm like, okay, cool, we can do that. Well, what for? You know, my son's first basketball game. So why are we getting a three-piece? You know, I'm just like, listen, I can get you a three. I just want to know why. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is the why is important to me because that helps me understand like what we doing this for. You know, so like in my questionnaire, and it's funny, man, because stylists are so. I guess every profession has like, well, I don't put my prices up. I don't put this up because I don't want to. Like, my thing is when it comes to like questionnaires, like some people are really funny about that. Mm-hmm. Mine is generic as can come because my thing is like, I don't need when the last time you been to a boutique in Paris? So I can, like, that's not, my thing is, what brands do you like? Mm-hmm. What brands do you currently have? You know, what are we looking to spend? You know, because I don't want to make it more intimidating. A lot of people don't want a stylist or don't like to shop because it's intimidating. Mm-hmm. But my thing is like when you have a certain foundation, like what's your budget like? And I tell people all the time, I can work with any budget. I just want you to be happy with the results that you give me based on the budget you giving me. Because I tell you, like, if you want $200 from my outfit from head to toe, I
seen you do that.
You know what I'm saying?
I seen you do that. I seen that on your social media where you're like, listen, I'm going thrifting today, and you're like, I picked up this. And even though I go out like that and go vintage hunting, there's pieces that you pick up, and I'm like, yeah, he's picking up some solid pieces that are standard in anybody's wardrobe that are keepers, and you don't need to spend $1,000 for a jacket.
You shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? And when I worked, it's funny, when I was a stylist at Nordstrom, my biggest challenge for me personally, and I did great, like when it was like hitting them numbers, I would hit them. But the thing with me, I would always be like, now, because the thing listen, I love Nordstrom. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
I mean, that was a flex though when you was like, when I was a stylist.
Nah, man, I love it. You know, but like with certain systems, like when you get a brother like me there, I'm just like, from the basis, I'm like, why are we spending all this money? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at the client wardrobe and see what they bought in the past to give you an idea like what they spending. So I see like certain guys, I see that they're wearing, you know, like we talked earlier, they may have like an ABC jean there. They may have like a Nike Kill Shot. That's like the #1 shoe every guy in their 30s are going to buy, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know, they want you to you know, to hit these certain, you know, sell points. I'm like, well, you don't really have to spend $500 for this blazer. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to, we can. But there's a blazer that's $250, same material, same quality, might fit you better, but it's not, you know, like a flex brand. You
but
know what I'm saying?
there's people who also have this weird identity that buying something expensive is stylish.
Right. No, a lot of times. Because it's like the label, you know? I got these Tom Ford shoes, you know what I'm saying? And my thing is, if you don't look comfortable in it, you're not gonna look good in it. So my thing is, why spend that money if you're not comfortable in order to not look good? You know what I'm saying? Versus my thing, I'm always a budget friendly style because my thing is I'm putting, and I shouldn't do this and again, I'm just different. I'm not saying you should because it could hurt people's business, but I put myself on the client side. Like, would I spend, you know, $300 for a blazer? Me, I probably won't. That's just me. Whether I got it or not, I probably won't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had to take myself out of the situation because, like, if that person feels like they need that $300 blazer and it will work with what they got, then let's get the $300. You know, let's get the $300 blazer.
But you're talking also about taste level. You're also saying, listen, these are the items, this is the price point, but I'm not even going to encourage you to even put this on if you don't look good in it, right?
Exactly.
Like I'm not taking shots at Gucci. It's just an example. But if you put this Gucci suit on and you don't feel comfortable in it, then there's no point of it.
There's no point.
And then another guy could come and he could wear a Gucci t-shirt and some Gucci jeans.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he looks great.
Looks great.
So it's
it's that taste level. That taste word doesn't get in the conversation enough when we talking about like styling the client, because it's all about only two words you hear is style and fashion. Oh yeah, man, that's all about fashion. But that taste level is important because if you don't know what your taste level is, you're not gonna have an aesthetic, you're not gonna know what you want, and you're not gonna know what looks good. When it comes to music, when people have a certain music taste, I'm like, oh, okay, like we talk about Wu-Tang. Oh, okay, I already know what taste, I know what aesthetic goes with that. I know what vibe goes with that. You know what I'm saying? When people just don't have taste, which a lot of people don't have when it comes to clothes, because they're just afraid of it. It's just like, well, yeah, I'm gonna go with LV. Why? I mean, I don't know, man. You know, because they got it. You know, versus like, what do you really like? You know, and again, like you said, you can wear an H&M suit and look amazing, and wear a Tom Ford suit and look terrible. Because if you're not comfortable in it, or if it's not just tailored to your body type, it's so many other factors that go into it. But the main factor is, do I feel confident or do I feel comfortable in it? Yeah. Anything that I look comfortable in, anything you look comfortable in, you're gonna look good no matter what. Yeah, we like people who look comfortable. You know?
And you can feel that energy. You can feel it. Like I said, I've been in a lot of rooms where I see dudes in a suit that don't look comfortable, and because they don't look comfortable, they don't have that level of confidence. And I've also been in rooms where those same rooms is a dude with a jeans and a t-shirt. Everybody else is more dressed up than him, but he feels comfortable enough. He's wearing some dunks, and he's just like, yeah, listen, so we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And you're like, okay, because he's comfortable. He probably wears the jeans, t-shirt, and the dunk 7 days out of the week anyway.
So he already, you know,
he's in his uniform.
He's in his uniform.
Yeah.
It makes all the difference in the world. And that's why I'm like, dress what you like. And that's why I like thrifting, because thrifting is a low way. To buy stuff. If you don't like it, you spend $10 on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a heavy investment. I'd rather try a jacket for $20 than to spend $300 on a Tom Ford suit and then not like it. You know what I'm saying? If I don't even know what I like, you know.
Or cop the Tom Ford suit, you like it, and then you almost, for me, it would be incredible to see somebody who has this Tom Ford suit and they're like, I've had this for 10 years.
Yeah,
they actually
got to grow with it.
Yeah, you know you're like, yeah, this is what I do. This is my suit right here.
Yep.
Weddings, funerals, different events, formal events. I'm popping up with this suit.
That's your suit.
Within that context, it makes sense.
It makes perfect sense because you lived in it. You know what I'm saying? You know how it feels, and it's not nothing for you to now invest in another Tom Ford suit because you got 10 years out of that one. You know what I'm saying? Versus something that you're gonna wear once. you know, and then it's just gonna collect dust, and it's like, man, I spent all that money on it, but then you can't get yourself to get rid of it because you spent that money on it. You know what I'm saying?
You attached to it.
You attached to it.
Yeah.
That ball and chain. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta keep it now. You know.
Let me ask you a question. Menswear right now.
Okay.
This the part of the conversation I know it's going. I know it's about to get crazy.
Talk that talk. You got the magazines out here now, man.
Menswear right now. Are we in a good space? Are we in a bad space? Or are we just in between? Where, like, what you think with menswear right now? I have my take on it, but I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna start with you, Tony. Yeah.
I would say like menswear. I think menswear is getting better, but we still so far behind in a lot of different ways as far as I see it. Because my thing is, when we talk about designers and we talk about, like, this is my thing. I forget who I was writing for at the time. I remember when and speaking of Tom Ford was legit killing it because his menswear stuff was popping. I'm talking about like, listen, for most men back in the day, I'm talking about 2010, 2012, for them to stand out, it would be them wearing a suit with a polka dot tie. That's them like, oh, I'm flexing. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting out the bubble. Like, but when Tom Ford came in, like his stuff, he had like pattern stuff. He had like leopard print stuff. Like he was killing it. For menswear stuff, because most of the time you only see heavy pattern stuff for women's wear.
Yeah, that's true.
Men's stuff, we get the black, we get the brown, and that's all we get, right?
Yeah.
But like menswear back in the day when Tom, he was killing it. Now we do got Pharrell at LV, you know, menswear, he's killing it. You got Nigo, you got you know, even like Kim Jones. Like my thing is now menswear is not in a bad place. I feel like we are now pushing stuff where things are coming more unisex.
Yeah.
Which is dope because for a long time, women were getting all the fly stuff. You know, they were getting the fly stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like men were kind of like in a box.
In a box, exactly.
But do you think we're too casual now?
Oh,
I'm not asking that question because you said something on the internet the other day. And you started trouble.
I like how I like how. Okay,
you said some crazy stuff.
Man, listen, I stand on it.
You stand on it? Okay,
stand on it, man.
We're gonna ask. I'm asking that question right now. I'm just
going. I'm
gonna start it right now.
Listen,
you said on the internet. You said, yeah, this is crazy.
I was standing on it, man.
You said, fellas, we need to downgrade the Nike Tech.
We need to get it off because
we're wearing it all over the place.
We getting crazy with
at
it, man.
every event, and sometimes women are dressed way more than we are, and then we're just wearing a Nike Tech outfit like our uniform in every setting. You started trouble on the internet by saying that, dude. For real.
It's true, man. Listen, every time when I go out to eat, my man is dressed like he just came from the locker room, and she's dressed to the nines, you know? And it almost weird, I don't want to offend anyone, but almost like in that sense, if I had to look over, I'm like, wow, it's so nice, man. The mom and her son are out to eat. You know what I'm saying? God, they just don't look like they're uniformed together. You know what I'm saying? This is my thing. I wrote an article. One of my biggest fashion predictions for menswear is that suits are going to go crazy this year.
Okay.
I feel like this. Stan, I feel like for some reason, suits are going to come back so heavy. You're going to see men wearing suits on the weekend. Like, just like, it's going to be like, yo, I might hit this cafe, I might go to the bodega, and they're going to have a suit on.
Yeah.
Because suits are going to, like, my thing is, we strayed away from suits for so long. Like, we got casual, which is fine, but like, I think people want that urge to dress up. And you already got like Rocky wearing bodega suits, you know what I'm saying?
Did we take casual? Man, you throwing the crazy layups right now.
I mean, you know.
Did we as men, did we take it too far with just being so casual with the way we dress? Like the sweatpants, like the constant hoodies.
The hoodies, man.
Like, I mean, listen, I'm a hoodie guy,
I'm
right?
a hoodie guy,
but at the same time, did we just go too extreme with like casual dressing?
I think we did. I think that just the atmosphere, like, is difficult. We're from the world like streetwear, right? So it's funny, streetwear is growing up in a crazy way. Like, you got Ronnie Fogg doing collabs with he did a menswear collection with Amani, yep. And it's like, I would never thought Ronnie from Kith, you know what I'm saying? Ronnie Fogg is doing a collab with menswear. Yeah. But in that era, we all getting older and we all dressing the part.
Yeah.
But when we just talk about menswear in general, not streetwear, but menswear, we gotten super comfortable, man. Like we want to wear sneakers and we want to wear sweatpants and like taper stuff. And there's nothing wrong with sneakers. There's nothing wrong with even if they're Givenchy sweatpants, right? We can even put some flair to it. It's still a sweatpant at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, I want us to get back to wanting to dress up again.
Yeah, but it doesn't even have to be dress up because
it don't even have to be. To a certain degree.
To a certain degree, I even thought about this the other day, and somebody asked me to kind of write on their blog. I'm not a writer, but somebody asked me to kind of like, somebody asked me to write on their blog, and I still haven't finished it yet. I'm about to finish it, but they were like kind of write something, and I thought about it. I'm like, man, what happened when we used to wear like a Coogee sweater and some jeans and some, you can wear Coogee sweater, some jeans and some Timbs, and then you can be like, hold up, I just wear some loafers or some hard bottoms.
Exactly.
It's a happy medium.
It's a happy medium.
But now we just like, man, we not even gonna like dudes don't even wear sweaters no more like that.
No, and that's the crazy part. Like, I don't know what it is. Like I said, it's hard because I can only speak from our perspective. As I'm in my 30s, it's funny, when you're younger, you want to dress older. Like when you're 18, you're going to college looking like a lawyer at a community college. I knew I was. I had on a blazer and a little briefcase. I'm going to math class at my community college. I'm like, well, I'm not even trying to go past the bar. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I got this?
You was raising the bar.
I guess so, bro. I'm like, wow, who was that? But now that I'm older, I'm leaning more into like the sweaters, the scarves, the chino pants, because it's like, oh, I like to dress. I want to dress my age now and older. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want texture. I want, And it's weird because some men don't want to let that go, like that streetwear, that casual wear, like you said, the Coogee sweater with. All you gotta do is just put some loafers on. Just put some. It's not some Sperry's. At least some Sperry's. You know what I'm saying?
So for me, man, I work a corporate job for so long. Yeah. And then I transitioned into that, and then I've been wearing hoodies for so long, but I found a happy medium to where I was like, okay, when I'm going out, I wear a shirt like this. Yeah. Like an overshirt.
I like that.
And once I wear an overshirt, technically I could wear a t-shirt under an overshirt.
You can layer it.
And just layer it in with some jeans, and then if I wear a loafer, I'm good. I really am comfortable wearing a hoodie, but I think it's a happy medium that is almost like we're so extreme with it that we're like, listen, we're just going to go all sweatpants. Yeah. And for every event, this is what I want to go to. You can't do that. No, you have to intermingle. Yeah, you can't show up to these people evening function with the hoodie and this. You can't do that.
That was looking crazy. That's what I'm saying. We gotta leave the Nike Tech Fleece at home for
we still love you, Nike.
Time.
We still love you, Nike.
Still love Nike. You know
what I'm saying?
We still love Nike.
Yeah, you listen.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying it's a time and a place. Like my lady, if she dressed up, I'm like, yo. I'll be crazy if I'm like, again, everyone's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I say that.
But I see what you're saying.
You wanna we enjoy sound. She's dressing to the nines. I want to make sure I'm on that same level. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm gonna step out like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it's even better when y'all both on the same level because then y'all just compliment each other. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you appreciate. Cause when we out, she gets so many compliments. Oh, I like that jacket, and then it make you look good. Like, that's me right there. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. If I have no style, and I'm just like, listen, I want to step my game up. Fashion right now, men fashion is like in a place where people exploring, they're wearing, all these different designer stuff. I've never been a fashionable guy. If I'm talking to a stylist like you, where do I start?
So I think it starts with what's your lifestyle look like? You someone that, like you said, you work in a corporate job. That's the thing. We can get fly on the corporate tip. Or we just like, yo, I just need something for the weekend. Just simply something for the weekend. Casual, dress down. I want to really compliment, my body type. My thing is start with earth tone colors, right? I'm in this season of my life, earth tone colors because they go with everything. So you got your browns, you got your greens, you got your navy. Like the thing about earth tone colors, you got a range that's like this. Because I'm going to tell you the one thing, I'm not throwing any shots at nobody, But most of the time, when I get requests from men, a lot of men that I style, they either a CEO of a startup. A lot of startup companies, they're like, hey, I got a startup company. I got to start attending some meetings. And when they send me, I'm like, so what are you wearing right now? I always tell them, send me pictures so I can visualize. It's always all black. Black t-shirt, black pants. That's the safe, like that's the safe route. I'm just wear all black,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bro, okay, I like this. Black is safe, okay, but we can get some color in there, you know what I'm saying? We can get some green, we can get some blues. So earth tone colors are like the basis because they work well with each other, and you got a range. You don't have to worry about just being dark colors. We could do light colors. Like I love a burgundy in the green, you know what I'm saying? Like this type of, like these tones, right? Like I don't know, it might just be in a place in my life where I'm at now, I'm in my mid-30s, but dog, my closet, I don't want to work too hard. If I got a jacket like that, I know I got some black chinos I can wear with that, and I can put some Clarks on, I'm good.
Exactly.
It's all earth tone colors. But like you said, but we live in extremes. So some people feel like, oh, if I wear a color, I don't want to be the person that got the bright green shirt on and, the yellow hat look like a lima bean. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like all dark. I want to be like Rick. I want to be, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you can do both. You can be in the middle,
Yeah. And a lot of people are just wearing designer brands like Rick because it's hit the mainstream.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
That's
like,
it.
If Rick Owens is your aesthetic because you always wore black, then yes.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of people that they're not wearing Rick Owens. Rick Owens is wearing them. It's very obvious. It's very obvious.
Yeah, because they intimidate you. They don't even have the confidence. If you wearing some Rick Owens, or some Mason Margiela sneakers, and you still kind of like look like my man on the couch on the Belly movie, you know what I'm saying? That's just tight. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, the clothes are wearing you.
I like the belly. I like the belly. I like the belly
on the couch like that, you gotta wear it.
So, there's a lot of trends on the internet right now. Yeah. And then I feel like the last few years, like women's wear, men's wear, streetwear, all of that just been super trend. Like
it's been moving at a much faster pace.
Like, what's your opinion on that? Because it's like, it feels like everybody's trying to be a fashion person now, right? Yeah. So it's just like, this is in, I'm gonna try that. Yeah. That's in, I'm gonna try that. But it doesn't fit everybody.
It doesn't fit everybody. We got too much access to everything now. Because I was just telling my boy yesterday on the phone, the reason the game has changed because we got way more outlets. There's no more gatekeepers. And I guess in the hindsight, like when I was younger, I'm like, man, forget all these gatekeepers. But then one thing I will say as I'm older now, you know what? Quality control is needed. You know what I'm saying? Because
we don't got to bring back gatekeeping, but let's have some quality control.
Let's have some quality control because in order to be like on a website like Hypebeast or High Snop or whatever, there was some kind of quality control in order to make like a brand to make it there. They really had to be good back in the day. Now it's irrelevant because it's a press release. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like the style now, we are exposed to too much. Yeah. Like menswear is like, this, like my thing is menswear is what you make it. Like with trendy stuff and everything else, like trends are going to come and go. But at the end of the day, is that you? I'm not knocking anyone to go out there trend because you may find a trend and you may be like, oh, this works for me. Mm-hmm. I like this. I'm a park here. You know what I'm saying? Do that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think because fashion's moving at such a fast pace, we're forced to keep up with it. And at the end of the day, you're going to lose that way because you're going to get to a point where you got a closet full of stuff. You're like, why do I even have this? Yeah. Why do I got, these camel toe boots? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I have this? You know what I'm saying? I need to get rid of this. Like, but you saw it on TikTok and you thought the dude looked cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he pulled it off. And we can't do, we gotta really dictate. First, we gotta know our style and we gotta know where we getting this from. Because back then, I got all my style tutorials from hip hop at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And from magazines. But now, my nephew can have 20 sources when it comes to fashion in a matter of 10 minutes. Yeah. It would take me 10 years to get the amount of sources that he got in 10 minutes years ago. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I remember we talking about brands. I remember when Uniqlo first opened up in New York, bro. Because they was only available overseas. Mm-hmm. So when my cousin Don was like, yo, they opened up a Uniqlo in New York, that was 2010, 2011. I think Man on the Moon came out with Kid Cudi. I was like, yo, that store that we see online is coming here in the United States and they opening. Now they got like 20 stores in New York. Probably more than that.
Your reference to Man in the Moon was crazy because it's one of my favorite.
Bro, that time, I just remember certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 Deep, all that stuff. But like, that's just like, it's crazy now. We only got our fashion news off videos and people that we saw on the streets and the blogs. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's what I'm saying. I got a love-hate relationship with social media because it moves so quick. And in order to get
too much.
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Like, I look at it like this, right? For me, I look at it like this. I can see somebody wearing, my perfect example, Lenny Kravitz.
Oh, Lenny's a guy.
I love the way Lenny Kravitz dress, right?
Kills it.
I love his style. Skinny jeans are out. We're moving to a baggier look, but it doesn't matter because Lenny Kravitz owns skinny jeans. He's been owning skinny jeans for the past 30 years.
Yeah, he ain't changing
He's
for nobody.
He's gonna wear some leather jeans. He's gonna wear that black shirt.
Yep.
He's gonna wear
with the
those
sunglasses.
crazy Chelsea boots.
Yep.
Now,
and pull them every time.
But that's his style.
That's his style. He knows
it. And I love it, and he owns it.
He owns it.
So when I see Lenny Kravitz, every time I see Lenny Kravitz, like in a magazine, a video, or photo, I'm like, damn, he's killing it.
Yep, and
but
he's
I
himself.
wouldn't wear that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear that.
That's him. We may take pieces of that and be like, yo, I like those leather pants. I'm gonna do them leather pants, but yo, I'm gonna do something different with I'm gonna do some sneakers instead. And that's what I love. I love when you can take someone that's fashionable or stylish and you can break down pieces to incorporate in your own. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, you know.
So like, it's always that reference point that I have that I'm like, that person looks great. That's not my style.
Yeah.
I like how they're wearing it.
Yeah.
Okay, you can also then say, that's not my lane, file it over there.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? There's certain sneakers that, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the Nike Air Max 95. It looks good on everybody.
Yeah.
Every time I put it on, I would just be like, man, it look bulky because I got wide feet, man. You know what I'm saying? And I love it on everybody else.
Yeah, everybody else.
And I have a few pairs.
Yeah.
I do have a few pairs, but I don't wear them as much.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, damn, they look good on everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
you can appreciate the style of what they look
because
like.
I'm not, when I wear it, I feel conscious about it. Same thing we were talking about, comfortability.
Yeah, comfortability.
Now I'm like, Now, if I wear a pair of Nike Vandals or when I put on a pair of Air Force Ones, I'm like, I'm good.
That's automatic.
I'm good. I'm good. And then my confidence level is crazy.
Yep.
And I'm like, we good.
Yep.
You ever leave the house to where you get dressed and you leave the house and you're like, man, I don't know about this. I don't know about this right here.
That's
you know what
tough.
I'm saying?
That's all the time. When, more so in the summertime.
You know what, Tony? We're going to take a coffee break. We're going to take a coffee break. We're going to be right back.
About that one.
So this is Jonathan from Ethos Decorum. We're back. We're back from the coffee break.
Yes, sir.
What you drinking, Tony?
Man, listen, today I kept the basic. I ain't gonna lie, I kept the basic. I just got the Wawa, man, because I was on the go.
Wawa, cut us that check, for real. Cut us that check. Cut us that check.
I used the Wawa reward points. Come on, man.
Tony is an avid coffee drinker. I'm an avid tea drinker. We're gonna come back on the show.
Because, man.
You know what we should do?
What we do?
We should shoot an episode in a cafe.
Oh, bro. Let me know.
Let's do it.
I got a list.
Oh, for real?
I got a list.
Let's do it.
I do it anyway. I do it for free.
Okay.
But if you get involved, let's get it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So we were talking about, I was actually talking about how, man, I totally blacked out about what I was talking about.
Leaving the house and
leaving the house. Perfect.
That second guessing.
You ever left the house? I'm gonna give you another scenario after this too.
Okay.
You ever left the house, and as soon as you left the house, you're like, man, I don't like this fit. And it just mess up your whole mood for the whole day.
You know what? In the summertime, I do not know how to dress for the summer. I just
what?
I can't. It's hard. I know, and I love the summertime. Some days I'll come out with a t-shirt, and I'll come out with some chinos or whatever like that, some shorts. I'm like, man, why do I feel like I'm underdressed? I don't like the way, and then I'm like, man, and I go home and I put on a sweater or something, and then I'm like, man, like it's hard. I get in my head a lot, but because I feel like I'm like basic in the summertime, because I'm like in the wintertime, we can layer up, we can do whatever, do this. It's more accessories involved, but I don't know, now I'm just like, I'm going whatever.
Are you a fall winter guy?
I'm definitely a fall guy.
Why?
I just love I love the colors. I love the texture, and I love to be able to layer. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to be able to take stuff off and still look good, you know. But I don't like the winter because it's just I don't like the cold, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta keep.
You want the fall. You know what you want to do? You want to get dressed up, take a photo.
That's
and
it.
then for the aesthetics and be like, okay, cool.
And then I'm done.
I'm done.
I gotta walk around with cocoa butter in my pocket in the wintertime, you know what I'm saying? And I gotta make sure, like, in the wintertime, you gotta dress because that H&M jacket that you got ain't gonna keep you cold, ain't gonna keep you warm like you think it's like, you know what I'm saying? You need that old wool.
Y'all heard about that meme where they was like, take that Shane jacket off because you ain't gonna survive.
You're not gonna survive. That wind will disrespect the whole jacket.
So we talked about earlier about buying expensive pieces doesn't necessarily mean that you're fashionable.
That's right, yeah.
But also, this is the flip side. Buying quality pieces will save you a lot of money. You want to talk about that?
Absolutely, man. My thing is just that it goes back to taste and it goes back to quality. I'd rather buy something. I mean, I was at the thrift store literally before I came here. I went to Unique. I'm like, oh man, I ain't gonna pass Unique and not run up in it. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather buy stuff secondhand, especially jackets and stuff. Jackets, pants, and like shirts, like wool shirts, or like heavy cotton shirts. Because my thing is, if that thing lasted 15 years, that's a good shirt. That's a good jacket. You know what I'm saying? Versus something that's new that I ain't gonna really get my money worth out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing when I say thrifting is cool because from one standpoint, the price barrier is low. Like I could, I bought this jacket off the thrift. It cost me less than $20, bro.
Damn,
$20.
Why you giving all the sauce away, man? Because that jacket is fresh.
Man, listen, less than $20. And I'm like, and my thing is, like, I don't mind if it got a little spill on it. Like, my thing, I like clothes for character. That's just me at the end of the day. I don't mind. My sneakers get a little juice on it. Every shoe that I got a coffee stain on there. That's how you know it's mine. You know what I'm saying? But I like it because if that jacket gonna stand the test of time and I'm only paying $15 for it, why not get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be finding, listen, I know I'll be finding jackets that senior citizens because every jacket I buy got a cough drop in there. And a pack of tissues. I'm like, I know this was an old. I love it. You know, I'm like, man, I got some. That's what it is.
Now I will disagree with you. I hate any type of scuff or stain on my sneakers.
On sneakers?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Like,
why?
My kicks got to be super fresh, dude.
All right. So, but even on black sneakers, even on those, would you be upset?
Well, I'm giving them free promo. I'm wearing the Salomons right now, and the reason why I start rocking with them is, you know how Chuck Taylors and a Jordan 1 are the only pair of sneakers that if they scuff, they still look good.
Oh, they still look good.
That's how come I started rocking Salomons. I got a first pair.
Okay.
And it was like raining, snowing, all of that, and they still look good, and they kind of got scuffed a little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on, I like this.
Yeah, that worn-in look.
That's my exception. But I'm on the other side. I'm like, my kicks got to be fresh.
Really? Even Stan Smiths? No cuffs, no nothing. Just straight cocaine white.
Yeah. The crazy thing about Stan Smiths is, I double up on my Stan Smiths. So I go to the outlets whenever it's that time of the year where they run like those crazy 50% off sales, and I double up. I'll get 2 pairs of Stan Smiths for like $90, and I just save them. Stan Smiths look so good with every outfit.
That's a timeless shoe that literally would never get old. Like it would. And the leather's always good. I like the flat laces. They just look. That shoe you can dress up.
Summertime. A linen suit and some Stan Smiths.
No, you can't go wrong with that.
Over.
No, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's always gonna be essential. For me, to your point, I love it. I love a Stan Smith, and I love it when the midsole just gets yellow and it gets more like. For me, I like it. I'm like, yo, this is cool.
You like that age look.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Since we're talking about essentials, from a stylist perspective, Tony, talk to all the men out there.
Oof.
What are 5? You can give us more than 5, but what are 5 essentials that every man should have in his closet?
Oh, in his closet?
Yeah.
I'm gonna always go with a navy suit, a good navy suit, no matter what. You know, and a summer suit. I feel like a summer suit, like a linen suit, is always essential, but definitely a navy suit. I like a cream suit for the summer, navy, you know, for everything else. Because a navy suit, you can, I mean, come on, man. That's weddings, that's, you know, anniversaries, that's going out. I also would say, like, you gotta have a pair of brown loafers. For me, I feel like that's a shoe that if we talk about like dressing down right, you don't want to do the sneakers, you don't want to. And another thing too, I had to put on there, on that piece that I put on there about menswear, the trends. Loafers gonna be big this year. I'm just saying, loafers is gonna be crazy this year. I just got a hunch. I don't know why.
It's a happy medium.
It's a happy medium because you can dress it up and you can, you know, you can dress it down. So I also would say have some good socks. People underestimate socks so much, man. Socks are so good. Like if you're gonna wear like some Taylor pants and you know you got like some light pink socks or something. I've seen cats, man, that like their outfit is chill, but when they put that leg up and you see the sock and shoe combo, I'm like, ooh, those socks is clean.
Gotcha.
Socks are always good. You gotta have the socks, man. And I would say a good baseball cap. It's always good. I like hats, you know what I'm saying? So like, but you can wear a baseball cap with a blazer, you know what I'm saying? Or you can wear it with a good baseball cap is essential. And lastly, I would just say a good bomber jacket. A good bomber jacket is always good because you don't have to think too much about it.
That's me.
You know what I'm saying? You can wear a sweater, you can wear a dress shirt with a tie. A bomber jacket is always good. You're never gonna regret buying a bomber jacket, ever. You know, so a bomber jacket and a good pair of denim.
Facts.
Good pair of denim.
Facts.
I just started wearing like my denim again. I wore it yesterday. I wore a pair of Acne, this pair of denim that I had. Man, oh my gosh! I was like, I haven't worn these in a. Why did I start wearing these?
I've been going heavy into vintage Levi's. I just hit this
so you want to? Okay, so you.
Man, I just hit this.
You want to know? You be on the phone and be like, okay.
I'm
you got that red tag.
Yeah, that vintage Levi's, man. It doesn't even have to be vintage. I just feel like if it's worn for a little bit of time, that wash on there.
And the way that cuff sit.
Yeah, and then I've been 3/6 denim. You know, salvage denim is always a good thing. So those are two extremes, but it's kind of like within the same thing.
Yeah.
You got this. Tell us about style board.
Oh yeah, man. Style board is just something that was in my mind that I just put down. I just put out because like when I'm at home and like if I got a chill afternoon, a lot of times I'm just creating collages. I'm just creating style boards at the end of the day. People call them mood boards. Like when I worked at Sports Zone, and when we
shout out to Sports Zone.
Yeah, man, man, that's how I got in the game, man, with designing and all that, and like photography, man, was Sports Zone. With modeling, not photography. I ain't no photographer, but
I bought. Not to cut you off, I'm gonna let you. I gotta put it out there.
Oh, you gotta go ahead.
I bought my favorite pair of sneakers of all time from Sports Zone.
Which ones?
Pippins.
Oh, the
go ahead.
The Georgetown store?
Nah, it was It was in Gaithersburg, Maryland. It was like a big Sports Zone.
Yeah. Oh, that was in the cut. Yeah,
it was in the cut too.
Yeah.
Man, those Pippins. Anyway, the bottom fell out. Like, for real, the bottom fell out like last year.
Bro.
Yeah,
Pippins last 4 minutes.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Sports Zone too.
Yeah, man. So go back to stuff.
That was a double entendre.
You told your age too, Tony.
Man,
when you said Sports Zone.
Man, that's what I'm saying, Sports Zone, man. That's how I got it. But we used to do mood boards. Like a lot of time when we design apparel for like the stores, they would be like, all right, yo, what's the mood board? Like, what are people wearing? What do we do? So we would do that mood boards, and then we would also, cause it was our department, and then the buying department is right next to us. So they was like heavy on mood boards too. So that's how I really got introduced to mood boards and just conveying like when people come in for shoots, cause we would have our own. We insourced a lot of stuff at Sports Zone. That's why I love working there. So at the corporate office, we would have people come in. We would say, hey, this is the campaign we're doing for the stores, and we would address them, and then we'd use them for the promo stuff. So with style board, it was really me tapping back into that, and like, cause some people be like, I want to have this kind of look, but you know what I mean, like this and this. I'm like, I get it. I think I know what you mean, and then I would just put some stuff together. I'm like, you mean this? Like, yes, that's what I want. So I just incorporated that when I started working with clients. But I enjoy doing it so much that I'm like, let me just create an Instagram where I just do style looks for men and women. You know what I'm saying? So, and I put it out there for free. If you like the look. Cause sometimes I used to share it on my own Instagram, and then like girls be hitting me like, where'd you get those sweatpants from? or where'd you get that hat from?
Yeah, you had to be like, this is a separate business entity that I need to.
Exactly. Because before I'd be like, oh yeah, I just send you over the links. So I just send you over. But then I'm just like, I'm just gonna make something different. So if you like the look, you can just go Styleboard, download the look, and then have all the links. Like I'm not gatekeeping. You can have literally everything on this board.
Well, you're not
there's a link to.
You're not gatekeeping because you do a lot of you humble, but you do a lot of work. I'm gonna ask you, how do you go from Sports Authority to being a stylist and working with GQ? You can give us the short version of it.
I use the short version.
Yeah, but how did you go from that? From like, I've been working at Sports Authority to.
So the thing was, I was always writing before I was styling. So my intro to fashion was writing because of Glenn O'Brien, R.I.P. Because
R.I.P. Glenn O'Brien.
Yeah, when he was writing for GQ, he was his style guy. Yes. So he had his own columns. So I would read his columns when I was in the barbershop with my dad, and I never read something that it sounded like somebody was having a conversation while writing. I didn't even know you can, because you got to do stuff proper, and like, in order to build a sustainable closet, you got, like, he didn't write like that, and he talked and he wrote the same way he talked. So that really made an impression on me, because I'm someone like, listen, I was not a straight A student in school by any means, especially in English, but I knew how to talk to people. And so because I knew how to talk to people, I'm like, okay, if I can talk pretty good, I can probably write. I could probably put the effort into writing. So I started writing for a few different blogs, like there was Vouch Mag, which is online. I got my first writing job for a magazine with Standard Magazine, which is based in LA. It was a magazine that Shoe Palace started. But it was like a more like upscale menswear. But I had a column in there called Standard Style, where I would just profile celebrities that were on that were like fashion forward celebrities. Like the very first person I did was A$AP Rocky, and then Chance, and then for the cover, because I was doing them online only, but they was getting a lot of good traffic. So Adam was like, hey, and 8's my lucky number. He's like, hey, for the 8th issue, we want to take this and try to incorporate this with the print, and we want you to do Pharrell. And Pharrell's my style icon anyway. That's a no-brainer. I'm like, oh, yo, for sure. Like, so I did that on Pharrell, and then there was someone at GQ, matter of fact, before Jason was this lady, I'm gonna just say she ain't there no more. But all I gotta say is, I sent the samples of my writing, and I don't know what color ethnicity she was. Use your imagination or whatever like that. I sent the samples of my work because I was doing a lot of stuff for print, and I was like, hey, can I contribute to this? I got this column. She responded back and like, hey, send me samples of your work. I sent the 3 samples. We went from, I love your work, yes, I'm gonna talk and see if we can do this, to I don't know what it was, a resume, if I had a photo of myself in my resume or what, but after that, she was like, I gotta see what we, like her whole tone just changed. I'm like, that's weird, like she loved my article now, so I'm like, okay. I was gonna let it go. I was gonna let it ride. Like, well, I mean, I guess it's not meant to be GQ. Oh well, it's all good. But luckily, GQ Australia reached out, and I pitched some stories. I'm like, hey, you know what? I was like, I got this story idea about socks. I'm like, socks are the new statement pieces. Would you like that concept? I got something written. Let me know what you think. And then one of the editors was like, yeah, send it over. We'll check it out. And if we don't use it, we don't like it. We just won't use it. I'm like, okay. And then they read it and they were like, oh, this is a good take. You know what I'm saying? We like this. And they put it on there, and then I did another piece for GQ Australia, and then I got hooked up with my boy Mo Life from GQ. Like, he got me right. He was like, I was like, listen, Mo Life, it's such a cool name too, man. I love saying his name.
So even though you had that opportunity with GQ the first time and you thought this was it, you was like,
I thought that was it.
And then you had to almost start back again and be like, okay, let me go to GQ Australia. You still got back into GQ.
I still got it, man. Listen, I'm the type, I'm gonna find a way. Like, I'm gonna find a way regardless. I'm like, yo, she hit me with the brush off, like, oh yeah, we get back to you. So I'm like, okay. I don't even know her name. I know she's not there no more. Because I was talking to people, like, when I got on there, I was like, what happened to that one lady, So she ain't there no more. But
you went to the GQ building and you was asking for her?
Man, listen, I was in the email and I was like, listen, did y'all know such and such? You know, because I told them, I just wanted them to know I sent stuff to y'all prior, and I thought it was doing up and up. But
what was your first article with GQ?
Oh, my first article with GQ with Mo Life connected me was how to dress in your 30s.
Dope.
How to dress in your 30s, and then another thing was things that men need to embrace more, and I was something more like lifestyle. So like, you know, men need to embrace, you know, like going to yoga classes.
What was that feeling like?
Oh, it was amazing for me, for GQ to write for GQ. It was amazing because that was my reference point. Mm-hmm. Like my thing is just like I got into fashion from a writing standpoint. Like I wasn't even thinking about styling or doing anything else because I just like writing about it. I just like having a conversation about it. Mm-hmm. So when they started, you know, putting in my articles, it felt like validation. I was like, oh wow, they see value in this. And the GQ to me, that was the Bible. So I was like, yo, they're liking my articles, you know, and they give me the creative freedom to just do whatever. I like this, you know what I'm saying? And so I think writing with the standard gave me my confidence up, because for me as a writer, there's nothing better than seeing your name in print. Like it's like by Tony Logan. And I had a little bio there, so I was like, that's dope. So for me to go from having my own column to now transitioning writing over to GQ was like amazing, you know what I'm saying? And so that really helped me out a lot, you know, like as far as like getting my confidence up with fashion. And then I felt like I had an input in fashion. Cause now it's not like, before I'd be like, well man, I ain't got no take in that, cause they ain't my, you know, they ain't my forte. Now I'm like, oh, actually I do got to take on that.
You're a contributor to the system.
To this, exactly, you know what I'm saying? So but Sports Zone gave me the foundation because of just like, Sports Zone helped me see product, it helped me understand product, and I worked at the bottom. Like I didn't even know Photoshop when I worked at Sports Zone. Like I had to learn because the person I was replacing was leaving to Africa. He was doing like a voyage out there, and he was the photographer and stuff. So he was the product specialist. So he handled all the online stuff. So you had to do product descriptions, you had to take photographs of the product in the box, edit. I ain't know none of that. So Sports Zone helped me with getting familiar with product, and then GQ got me more familiar with writing about brands from an everyday person standpoint, you know, like, and it all came to fruition, man, because that was definitely something I always wanted to do, you know, and I'm still grateful for that opportunity, you know, with Mo Life, to just be able to just write them articles, man.
That's dope, man. We got to talk about what's next for Tony.
Man, what is next? So what's next?
That sound like I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's crazy. That sound like a show. What's next for Tony?
What next for Tony? I like that. And look, because you never know, man. It's always something next.
Yeah.
My thing now, I'm just like, I'm trying to slow down and focus more on just like, what's gonna be next and what's gonna impact not me, but just like other people as well, in a good way. And not saying that like styling and stuff doesn't, or like writing doesn't impact people, but like the next venture, I think what I'm doing with my wife with City Code Studio, that's what we're working on. It's like we want to create a creative space where creatives can come and create and impact our community. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a space, it's gonna be a curated space. You could do photography, if you want to do lifestyle shots, if you want to film, if you want to do podcasts, if you want to host intimate private dinners, you can do it at this space at City Code Studio. And we want to make it a destination place because we came up with this idea on January 1st. We signed the lease to the place January 14th. But we didn't take long. We don't wait. You know what I'm saying? So once we got something, my wife's like, all right, let's do it. I'm like, hold on, babe, let me check my credit score real quick, because we doing paperwork. I'm used to doing homeboy business, but we like, I'm putting my name on paper. Okay, let me make sure I'm ready. But it's cool because we finally, we have a house in Virginia, but I feel like this is like we are finally laying roots down in Virginia, because when it comes to entertainment and when it comes to creating, we always go up north. Like always. Like my thing is, and we had this idea when we was in Georgetown, because we was just getting frustrated. Like we love Fredericksburg. I love it. We grew up there. Like it really is a small town. It's a hallmark town. You know what I'm saying? We love it. You know, as I got older, I love it. You know, especially downtown. My family, we had businesses. We had a upholstery business. It's still downtown, but like I always been downtown my whole life. And I'm like, man, there's nothing but antique shops down here. It's whack. You know, I want to go to New York City. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm coming back, 36, and like I'm seeing now I see downtown. I'm seeing like my nephew. It's been times me and my wife, we had a cafe downtown. I see my nephew walking around with headphones. He's just chilling. Other kids, I'm like, my nephew just chilling downtown. Like it was never that for me. So I'm glad it's that for him.
Gotcha.
So with this space, you know, downtown, now people can come and they can create. Like we be like, yo, let's go to Fredericksburg because we heard that there's a studio down there and we want to do some lifestyle shots there. You know, we want to host an event there. So it's going to be a revolving studio where we putting everything into it, man. Like it's literally an extension of our house. Like furniture pieces that we got at our house, it's gonna be at the space. We're gonna have the coffee maker. When you come in, it's gonna be coffee, it's gonna be music. It's not a cafe. Everyone, they've been hitting me up. Yo, congrats on that cafe. I just ain't got the heart to tell them it's not a cafe.
Don't tell them yet.
Don't tell them yet.
They're gonna find out when we drop this.
It ain't a cafe.
I'm gonna make this like a reel too. I'm gonna be like,
it's not a cafe.
Breaking news, Tony ain't doing no cafe.
It's gonna be coffee for free, but it's like, you know. But
you know
we
what?
wanted to
I got an idea.
Okay.
Once it's set up, we're gonna come down there. We're gonna shoot an episode.
Pull up, man.
We're gonna shoot an episode of sessions.
Yo, let's do it
At the spot.
At our spot. You ain't got to worry about moving your car, none of that. We got parking, we got all that.
Yeah,
we got
let's
you covered.
do that.
But that's what we working on this year, man. I'm excited. We're gonna be opening in March, so me and my wife, we working, putting everything into it, man. It's expensive, but like we gotta keep telling ourselves it's worth it. It's passion.
Tony, give us 3 people that you feel are like style icons. As a stylist, 3 people that you like, listen, they just hit all the points from a style perspective.
Number 1 for real, we already know Skateboard P, VA own, you know what I'm saying? Gotta represent Virginia, Skateboard P, number 1. Number 2, number 3, I go back and forth with as far as like if we putting them in like rank.
I'm waiting to get this number 2 and this number 3.
I know, man, it's tough because my thing is this, I will argue with anybody when it comes to style.
I want to hear this. I want to see who's number 2.
I argue with anyone. Jazz players have the best style, period.
Facts.
Over rock and roll, over jazz. Miles Davis is the style icon.
Okay.
Like there's no other artist to me who reinvented himself time after time. Like his music fit his aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like Bitches Brew and The Birth of Cool, 2 different albums, 2 different time periods, but look at his style in Birth of Cool. He got the Oxford shirt on, he got the prep, he got the ring, and then you go to Bitches Brew, he got the big oversized shades, but the furry vest on. And my man on stage playing jazz. You know what I'm saying? Like looking like, if you would look at that photo, you'd be like, yeah, man, he's a rock star. Like, but he's playing jazz. So Miles Davis is probably my number 1. If I had to rank him, and P number 2, and then number 3, man, damn, man, this is tough. Number 3, I'll say Spike Lee. I gotta give it Spike.
Yeah.
I give it to Spike because Spike style, I've never seen Spike fumble when it comes to style. Never.
That's a good point.
There's photos of Spike when I, like in the early 90s, I'm just like, man, Spike got that stuff on, man.
Yeah.
Like, and it's every day for him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He owns, Spike Lee owns his style.
He owns his, like every time you see glasses and a Nick hat, you're going to think Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Like you're going to think Spike.
That's a hell of a list.
Man, so I got
this might be the first clip we shoot with you. Like I'll be like top 3.
You know, top 3, man. It's tough, you know, but Miles Davis to me, number 1 on that list, man, because he just embodies style, man. Like, you know, he's that definition like black excellence when you think of that, you know.
Yeah.
And P is changing the game with LV. Like he's revolutionizing it. He's in a world on his own. He's creating his world out of his childhood, which I love to see. And then you got Spike, man, who just impact music, film, sports. Like his influence is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go with Spike, man.
Tony, appreciate you having you on the episode, man. You know what? I was going to end it, but I'm going to ask one last question. This one is going to. What's the last item you purchased and why?
Oh.
Yeah, I had to hit you with a boom.
The last purchase?
Yeah, and why?
Well, I mean, if we're being technical today, I did buy this jacket.
You bought this jacket today?
I bought it like 3 hours ago.
Fresh.
Listen, I bought it, and let me tell you the cheat code to Thrift. I bought it number 1 because I like cream color pieces. Like I'm in this, you know, this stage of life. I want light pieces I can layer, but found in the women's section. Cheat code, women's section got better stuff than men's section. So I'm like, yo, why am I not going to buy this? You know what I'm saying? And I just love pieces that I can wear that I'm like, if I can't throw it on right now, then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I need that. I need to be like, oh, I need that today. Because the worst feeling, I would say this forever. This is the quote I can end on. As a kid, the worst thing is when you going shopping and your mom be like, yeah, all right, you gotta wait till next week to wear this, or wait. Like, I used to hate that as a kid. The best thing as an adult is like, I can buy that and I can wear it today. Like, I still get excited when I'm like, oh, I don't have to wait. I can put that on right now.
And you put that on.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. But this, I mean, other than this, the best thing I bought was I found a burgundy baseball cap at the thrift store. 11 cents, man. It was like, I was just like, I don't run into burgundy hats a lot. I was like, this is a nice baseball burgundy hat. And I get so many compliments on that hat. And I'm like, yeah, I got it for 11 cents. And if you're like, they just laugh. I'm like, no, I did, literally. It was 11 cents. I liked it. Yeah. But, yeah, man.
So that's it. That's it, y'all. Tony Thrifts with us, man. Another episode of Sessions.
Appreciate
the man
it.
ended. He literally just copped this jacket and just wore it on. That's crazy. So that's
how. Tag in the car.
That's how we ending this episode right now, man.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.